What's happening, guys? Matt, what's up, buddy? Matt is frozen. It could be my connection too. Guys, I just got the show almost didn't happen tonight because Matt, do I got you?
Am I back? I switched over to my phone. Am I better?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're better. You're better. Um yeah, so we had like 50-mile-an-hour winds last night. So my fence got blown over. We were out of power for like 15 or 16 hours. It's crazy. I didn't think the show was going to happen tonight, but power fired back up. And I was like, oh, cool. Now I got to get ready for the show because I wasn't ready. I wasn't expecting us to have power. So here we are. I had to think pretty quick and improvise a little bit. But tonight we're talking about the Grim Reaper, okay, and the possible reality of its existence. So I'm pretty excited about that. I managed to find a couple things because I really, I've never really given much thought of if the Grim Reaper is real. Matt, have you ever thought about that at all?
Oh man, all the time.
All the time?
All the time. I don't know. Like, is there a being? It's kind of like the Santa Claus situation. How can Santa Claus get to everywhere in a single night?
Yeah, sure.
At the same time, how is there one single being that can be there for every single thing's death?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
Pick when it's your time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, is it like the Family Guy scenario where it's an unfortunate high five and you're down? Or,
Oh.
you know what I mean? So, I mean, every culture has a legend of who comes to collect the dead. And
Sure.
I can't remember the name of the angel. It's like, oh gosh, what is it? Azrael or something like that? It's the angel of death.
I think it's Azrael. I think
it's Azrael. Let me get my...
Dude, have you seen these TikTok videos of people talking about angels being scarier than demons? Have you seen those ones?
Have you seen biblically accurate angels?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, if that's not nightmare fuel, I don't know what is.
Definitely not like the quintessential angel when you think about it,
Yeah. You're like, oh.
But when I started thinking about it, I was like, as humans, we tend to do that kind of thing with shit. When we think about bears, we think about Yogi. You know what I mean? These nice bears, but you go out there and they'll eat you. You know what I mean? We try to make everything like digestible for us. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what definitely hurt the bear's case was the teddy bear. Thanks to Theodore Roosevelt. But
yeah, actually, it was Teddy. Teddy.
Yeah.
That's why they call them teddy bears.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Matt with his random facts, and Chris knew one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight. Sorry we're a little bit late. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to be able to do the show tonight because I was without power, and I really didn't want to do it from my phone. But here we are. We made it. So,
and we got hammered in my area last night, so my internet's been in and out all day today. That's why I swapped over to the phone. And it seems to be working pretty good.
Do you guys get pretty bad winds or what?
Dude, we always get bad winds, but we never really get tornadoes.
Wow.
Like, we're not Oklahoma. Which, by the way, everybody, if anybody ever listens to the show and you're from Oklahoma, it's not so much that I dislike the people. I just hate your state.
Why? Why do you?
I just have beef with Oklahoma, and I don't know why. I just do.
That's funny.
I feel like their slogan on their signs should be Oklahoma, abandon all hope, all ye who enter here. Like, I feel like that should be their state sign.
I've been getting obsessed with storms lately. I don't know. And then I made the grave mistake of going on YouTube and looking up storm chasers and tornadoes and shit. And I was like, oh my God, these guys get a lot of views. And then it dawned on me that, oh, these guys make their money from not just sponsorships, but from selling the footage. And I was like, oh, I mean, they got to make some pretty decent money.
They sell the footage. They sell all their scientific data they collect.
Yeah. So then, of course, I thought to myself, wow, why not chase tornadoes in style in a Ram TRX? That's all armored up. That'd be sick. But obviously, I don't have $200,000 just laying around.
I mean, nah. Uh,
Matt's like, no, definitely not, sir.
definitely we don't, man. We don't have those kind of pockets. I mean, we're lucky to be out there in a geo prism.
We're out there in Chief.
No,
No storm chasing Chief. Huh? We'll go out there in the boogie van.
bro, I'll sacrifice your van to chase a tornado. Absolutely. I won't sacrifice my Swepty.
We might be the only people to ever go out storm chasing in a boogie van.
No, I doubt it. I'm sure there's
Do
somebody.
you think somebody's gone out there in a 70s custom van chasing tornadoes, Matt?
I mean, maybe back in the day. I'm not talking about
Maybe
it right
back in the
now.
70s. They're all
Yeah.
getting stoned going out chasing tornadoes.
They're out there in the boogie van. I ain't scared no naders.
Oh, oh, that's funny. But that's funny. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something about it. Like when you think about what a tornado actually is, it's kind of mind boggling. It's like, wow, it's just an eraser. It's like God's eraser. He's like, nah,
Like, I didn't like this trailer park. Reset.
my God. Yeah, because it reminded me about the giant tornado that hit Joplin, like what, 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Oh
And
God, has it been that long already? Yeah,
it
that's
was
about
like
right.
2011. And my God.
Oh, it rocked their shit.
My God.
They're like an hour from us. Joplin's like an hour from us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty damn close, man.
Bro, like I said, almost 40 years, and I've only had one tornado ever touch down in this area.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just, when I watch them, obviously, like Scott in the chat says it won't be like the movie Twister. Yeah, I'm not expecting anything like that.
What do you mean you can't survive a Category 5 strapped with a piece of leather to a pipe? What do you mean everything stays where it's supposed to?
I just, part of the thrill for me would be, like the Doppler and shit, and like trying to guess where it's going to be, and like, all right, we got to go this way, because I like road tripping. So having a destination, like, all right, we're chasing down these storms. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun.
Hey, I'm just saying, I would gladly be the wheelman for that.
There's definitely some cool footage those guys get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the traveling that I've done has, like when I was leaving Arizona last time, we actually flew from Phoenix over Vegas. So I got to see Vegas, and there was a lightning storm happening like off in Arizona, and then in the distance through Vegas. It was awesome. I love lightning storms.
Thunderstorms in the desert are a fascinating creature. Just because you can see them from so far away.
Yeah,
and it's like it's wild. Like you can just see a column of rain.
That's crazy. The craziest shit I've ever seen was I flew out of Denver, and once we got above the clouds, you could see the lightning like spider webbing across the sky, and it was the craziest shit I've ever seen. I was like, wow, because I'd never had that view of it before.
Yeah.
So, and then I watched some of this footage from tornadoes, and I'm just like, God, it's insane. Seeing the sky just rotating and then coming down, hitting the ground, and then all the debris coming up. It's insane. So I've been kind of obsessed with storm chasing lately. It's something that is now on my bucket list of crazy adventure shit I'd like to do someday, just to give it a shot.
Go chase a storm.
Yeah, I want to see one in real life.
I mean, I can feel that. I mean, my bucket list is a little bit more tame. Like I want to punch a bear.
Depending on what area of Seattle you're in, you might get your chance to punch a bear. I don't know, depending on what bar you go to.
Hey, you know what? I'm in. Whatever. Thinking about taking a boxing class.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've been gaining some weight back, and I just like, I need to do something active. So
boxing's great for that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's why I'm kind of into it. Like, I'm in. Let's.
True story. I did Brazilian jiu-jitsu for a while.
I mean, you seem like a guy that would do Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
It's a lot of fun. I got the shit kicked out of me many times.
I've done some fight training. Like I've had knife fight training, and I've had pressure point control tactics training and whatnot. And
did you ever use the pressure point stuff while you were a CO?
Yeah, that's where the
Yeah.
training came from.
Oh, okay, that's what I kind of figured, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I was like I said, I was on the jail SWAT team. It's called CERT. And I was a shield man.
Nice. Yeah, you.
I mean, obviously, I was
Yeah.
gonna be a shield man.
Oh man. Um. Yeah, there's something about that's. I I like looking at jails and shit from the outside. You know what I mean? I've never been to jail. You know, I've never even
Yeah,
been in handcuffs, thank God. But I like watching shows like 60 Days In and shit, just because
bro.
it's so funny to me.
I got little scars on my wrist from handcuff training.
Really?
Oh, we have to
Wow.
cuff each other. Yeah, we're in our training classes. Yeah.
How was your jail? Like, was it a shithole or was it pretty nice?
Oh no, we kept it clean.
Yeah.
I mean,
'Cause-
it was always between us and Maricopa County for who was the most gangster strict jail in the nation.
Wow.
Like we gave, like I mean, I'm not bragging, but like we gave our guys nothing. They got Domino's, Checkers, and a newspaper. They didn't get TV. They didn't get radio.
Oh wow. Well, like the
I
last.
think they have that now. I think it's softened up now.
Oh, okay.
But when I was there, no, they didn't have anything like that.
How long ago was that?
I got there in 06, left in 2010, so 12 years ago.
Interesting. See, and all that, all the training and shit, like for fighting, goes out the window when you're chasing ghosts. Unless you're one of those guys that likes to try to attack
Bro, I'll throw hands with Casper. I don't give a shit.
them.
Like, I'll sprinkle some holy water on the hand and give him the 5.
um, it's definitely, obviously, going out on a ghost chase is something that's on my bucket list too. I have a lot.
Bro, we got to.
We have to. Bigfoot's another one. I've been looking into some Bigfoot expeditions. I got to do that. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like we need to do. So,
Scott, I will answer that question. I actually have 2 heaters that I use in my garage during the winter. It's not cold enough right now because, as you can see, I've got insulation up. I got to do the other half, but before it gets too much colder. But it's actually quite comfortable in my garage right now. Chris is dying.
I um but anyways, let's get back on topic here. I actually managed to find a little compilation video of alleged sightings of the Grim Reaper, which I was surprised.
Ooh.
So I haven't seen any of the videos that I'm going to play tonight. I told Matt I wasn't ready for the show, so I'm just going to throw together some compilations and we'll just roll with it. We had a really long show last week, so we probably won't keep you guys around that late, especially since we started late today. But we've got some more. These are not the usual compilations we've checked out in the past, just because I wanted to try something a little different because I don't want to get disappointed by the same people twice. So we are just winging it, Peckerwood.
Hey, I'll let you all know right now. I thrive in the wing it zone. That is my bread and butter.
Matt absolutely does. Okay, let me see here. All right, let me get this video queued up here, guys.
I just realized in the camera, someone put a lot of shit on the hood of my truck. I don't know who it was.
Okay. Let's see here.
Briski, you ain't wrong. Devin was an angel, and his career was too short lived. I still slapped the shit out of Casper.
Cuts left his school with a broken.
Okay. So what we have here is hold on a second. Damn it. I don't know what kind of audio we expected. Oh, started off real quick. There's no like intro to this really. It's just ghosts caught on camera. Paranormal videos filmed from across the world. So we have some items flying off shelves. Okay. Did that fly out of the drawer? Oh, yeah, it did. Why are ghosts never productive? You know, it's like, hey, can you make me some dinner while you're at it? You know what I mean? Opening drawers and shit.
Better not wrinkle my sweater.
Interesting. I didn't know that this was like a silent compilation or anything.
I mean, you heard the one guy being like, no, not the chair.
Look at that specter. What do we got here? Driving down the road.
Dirt roading.
There it is.
There it is. What is it?
A haunted house. What are they going to see at this haunted house on the side of the road?
Well, first of all, it's filmed on a potato.
Yeah,
Like, learn to focus. Oh, there we go.
they're going to see a squatter.
Oh. Yeah.
Holy
Whoa.
go.
Oh, come on.
Snap.
A little
Back it up real fast. Back it up real quick.
little person in the window.
See, there's the midget. Everybody's been asking about a midget in the comments. I don't understand the fascination with midgets tonight, but there you go. There's your midget.
Holy
Oh.
go.
That was not a fire hydrant.
Oh, God, that was so funny.
See, this kind of stuff is more believable for me, like the subtle shit.
Yeah. Just a bad camera?
Yeah, you know, I've seen some footage where I'm like,
How
that's got to
many
be a bad
cameras do they
camera.
have on their house?
Oh my God. Okay, so they sacrificed quality for quantity. They got a
Yeah.
shitload of shit cameras. What was that? I didn't. So, was there anything that happened in that last one?
It just kind of.
Oh yeah, something moved in the right side
Okay,
behind the couch.
that's a dog.
Oh shit! Do you see the apparition
No, I just saw the
on
dog.
the left? Watch
now
watch again.
You drew me
Watch
to the
again. There
right,
it
and
is,
then you're
right
like,
there.
hold
Yeah,
on.
I didn't know. I didn't know. Check this out. Watch it again.
Got the
So when the
fucking
thing
dog.
moves on the right, immediately look left. There it is, right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, interesting.
That was me going for the
Oh wait, no.
midnight
So
snack.
it moved or it walked after the thing moved. Interesting, or before.
Okay, let's see.
Fruit fly in here. What do we got here? Living room. Nobody home. What the? Okay, that was weird. Okay, this one just showed a
child going home.
yeah, sneaking out. Shitty camera again.
Shitty camera.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that one was kind of believable.
Little apparition. I'm still trying to recover from the shadow people from last week. That was crazy.
It's pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Caralho,
here we
bicho,
go.
que é isso, mano?
Are they armed?
Cuidado, Judá.
They are
Cuidado,
armed,
mano.
bro.
Que é isso, mano?
This is a friendly
Caralho,
fire
mano,
just
que
waiting to
isso,
happen.
bicho?
No shit, right?
Caralho, mano. Mano, que é isso, bicho? Caralho, mano. Bora, mano.
I think they had suppressors, at least on one of the rifles.
Vai, mano. Vai,
They were
mano.
there to like execute
mano, vai,
somebody.
Yeah.
Vai, mano.
See,
You're right.
armed.
This is a recipe for
Corre, corre.
somebody getting shot.
Caralho, mano. Que é isso, bicho?
Weird.
Somebody got shot that night. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Was that a scream?
Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Let me turn my volume up. That's just them practicing their Squatch call.
Yeah, right. Or maybe.
Or it's just straight up nope. Guarantee you that was a white lady.
Well, this is definitely a white lady.
Dog, cat.
The dog said, "What the hell is that?" Okay, so the door popped open all by itself. If you guys are listening to the, oh, well, we have here a little face.
There's a little facey face.
If you're listening to the show in podcast form, this is definitely a show you want to watch because we're watching YouTube compilation videos. That could be a reflection of some creepy doll.
Annabelle Origins.
Right? Or maybe you're messing around with those fucking candles on top of your TV and you're doing some incantation shit.
Okay.
These types of pictures are definitely interesting. I like the ones that, like of Civil War battlegrounds where you see Civil War guys and they're just like that, just like faint and white. I'm definitely convinced when I see those types of is that it? That's it. That was kind of lame. Sorry, guys.
I mean,
I wasn't prepared. Nothing very exciting on there. A couple I don't even want to call them compelling. A couple interesting
ones. Yes. Very interesting ones. Okay, so what else you got? Fire away.
Okay, this next one is supposed to be and this is actually a pretty well-known channel. It's the Watch Mojo channel. So they play some interesting things. I've never seen this one. It's the title is the top 10 famous real life monsters caught on camera. So hopefully this one's better than that last pile that we just watched. But you know, it
wasn't better than last week's. Are you talking about the shadow one? Or are you talking
about no. Last week was great.
Peckerwood's hating. He said that these videos were better than last week's.
Really? You didn't like the shadow guys from last week? I thought they were pretty good. All right, let's get.
I feel like everybody focused on the wrong thing in that video, and that was the midget that looked like a fire hydrant.
The guy was funny. I liked that guy. Just hearing him, he was just so.
Oh fuck!
Son of a bitch! I thought it was funny. All right.
Management system of all cars.
I had an encounter with a skunk ape,
and it completely altered the course of my
I
life.
bet you did, sir.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 famous monsters caught on camera.
Justin says he's seen them before. He describes himself as a chupacabra hunter.
This is about
Good God.
This is the second one we've gotten on camera.
Search the area. Nobody to be found. Not a soul.
Take a look at this viral video from La Junta in southeastern Colorado.
For this list, we'll be looking at the creepiest alleged photographic and video evidence of legendary creatures, including those not from Earth. We'll be including some that are generally thought to be hoaxes, but that have nonetheless become iconic. We will, however, be excluding ghosts. Which photo or video do you find the most convincing? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Mothman. The Mothman's window of fame was brief.
Put him out. Put him out. Put him out. Put him out. Put him out.
Put him out. I just say it.
Its reign of terror
God.
only lasted from November of 1966 to December of 1967, with the first headline reading, "Couples see man-sized bird creature something." Said to haunt Point Pleasant, West Virginia, it was described by eyewitnesses as, quote, a large flying man with 10-foot wings and glowing red eyes. However, the Mothman may be back. In November of 2016, a resident snapped some pictures of what looked like an airborne man with wings and skinny legs. The man insists that the photos are genuine, and he reportedly wasn't even aware of the Mothman legend before seeing the creature flying in the
Oh,
sky.
come on.
Harris has met
Mothman.
believers over the years, like the Smiths.
You have eyewitnesses, so yeah, it does have potential, and I do sort of want to believe.
Number 9, Ningen. Stories about the Ningen are relatively recent, originating on the Japanese text board 2channel. Supposedly, it was first sighted by a Japanese whaling vessel off the coast of Antarctica. The crew watched as a pale, humanoid whale-like creature emerged from the water. Descriptions vary, with some eyewitnesses claiming it has arms and legs, while others say it has fins, tails, and tentacles. The Japanese paranormal magazine Moo picked up the story in 2007 and even displayed a Google Earth screenshot of what appeared to be a Ningen in the South Atlantic. Unfortunately, not much is known about the Ningen at this point, but you have to admit, that is one unsettling photo. Number 8, Skunk Ape. While tales of foul-smelling simians in Florida go a long way back, they peaked in the 1960s and 70s. According to eyewitnesses, it was a rusty red color and stank like a skunk. In 2000, Ochapi resident Dave Sheely filmed what he claims was a skunk ape, although others counter it was a man in a gorilla suit. Later that same year, a photo was anonymously sent to the Sarasota Sheriff's Department. Experts identified it as an orangutan, but that didn't satisfy everyone.
I had an encounter with a skunk ape, and it completely altered the course of my life.
In 2012, filmmaker Stacy Brown caught what he claims was thermal footage of a skunk ape during a close encounter at a night in Florida's Torrey State Park.
They saw that the creature had run through a barbed wire fence, that they were able to obtain hairs. They sent the hairs to their lab, and it came back as an unknown creature.
Number 7, Chupacabra. First reported in Puerto Rico in 1995, the chupacabra is said to resemble a small bear with a row of spines on its back.
Justin says he's seen them before. He describes himself as a chupacabra hunter.
This is about my fourth one that I cited. This is the second one we've got.
Bro, this is why nobody takes us seriously. It's guys like this.
Literally meaning goat sucker in Spanish. The legend is mainly centered around Puerto Rico, northern Mexico, and the southern United States, with a supposed sighting in Houston in 2019. But perhaps it roams further afield, because in 2016, a video was published online depicting a bipedal creature with a stooped back, as voices spoke in Portuguese. To be honest, it looks very much animated, but it is pretty creepy.
Shit.
Number 6, Trunco. Every
At
now
least
and
she
then,
said
a
it.
horrific mass
Yeah.
of flesh and organs will wash up on shore. They're known, disgustingly enough, as globsters. In 1924, a globster appeared on the shore of Margate, South Africa, only this one was a little different. Eyewitnesses described the mass as having snow-white fur and a trunk, with one farmer describing it as a giant polar bear. The witnesses also state that the creature was battling 2 killer whales before it washed up on shore. It sat there for 10 days and was never studied by an expert. Photos have since emerged of the globster, showing human
I've never heard of
skeletons
this.
to a giant white mass.
I hadn't either.
Number 5, Yeti.
Welcome to the Himalayas!
In 1951, an expedition led by English mountaineer Eric Shipton identified the route later used for the first successful ascent of Mount Everest. The expedition also made a more startling find. With Dr. Michael Ward, Shipton discovered and photographed alleged Yeti footprints, igniting debate that's continued ever since. Each print measured 13 inches long and was twice as broad as a human foot.
Why can't they call me the adorable snowman or the agreeable snowman, for crying out loud? I'm a nice guy. Snow cone?
They also found claw marks etched in the glacier. These weren't the first such photos either. In 1937, English mountaineer Frank Smith had also taken a photo of footprints in the snow. However, experts agreed that they probably belonged to a bear. The Yeti might still be around. In 2019, the Indian Army claimed to have found Yeti footprints in the Himalayas. Number 4, Hook Island sea monster. Located off of Queensland, Australia, Hook Island
Here you
is
go,
an
Peckerwood.
uninhabited and rugged island that serves as a popular tourist destination owing to its colorful coral. In 1964, the island became known around the world owing to a series of photos that seemed to depict a tadpole-like sea monster. The photos were taken by a man named Robert Le Sirec, who spotted the creature in the island's Stonehaven Bay. Le Sirec estimated the creature to be upwards of 80 feet long. Various explanations have been put forth, like the monster actually being a deflated skyhook balloon or a custom-cut plastic sheet. Or it could be a genuine sea monster. For the sake of excitement, we're going to go with that one. Number 3, the Solway Firth Spaceman. People have been trying to prove the existence of aliens for decades. Many photos and videos turn out to be hoaxes, like the infamous alien autopsy video that made waves in 1995, only to be revealed as fake a decade later. Debate.
Have you guys ever watched the footage of that?
No, but I have seen Lake Placid.
Yeah, so have I. I actually like that movie.
Dude, it held up. It was a legit movie, but we'll get to that in a minute. Go on about your...
I always was under the impression that it was bullshit, right? And then I watched, I'm gonna see if I can dig up the video at some point. There was like some medical guy who was like reviewed the video, and he's like, you know how hard it would be to fake this shit? And I was like, is this guy serious right now? And he was being legit, like talking about anatomy and shit and how you do autopsies and certain things in that video where they're like, if this is fake, it's a very high production, like as far as like the body. And
Yeah.
I was super at first I was like, what is this hokey shit? And it got a little compelling. I'm gonna see if I can find the video, see what you guys think about it. But it totally made me look at that video in a different light, because as far as I was concerned, it always looked like bullshit to me. But when you look at the actual footage of the whole autopsy, it's definitely interesting. And it would be interesting to see how they put that thing together, to hoax it. It's like, that's some serious special effects shit.
Yeah.
So it's definitely interesting. It would have to be a pretty big budget to pull it off. And the guy was like when they were breaking open the chest cavity and stuff, it was totally interesting. I'll see if I can dig up the video. Well worth watching and critiquing on the show, I think.
It persists, however, around the Solway Firth Spaceman, photographed in 1964.
Oh, I remember this.
While relaxing on Burr Marsh in Cumbria, England, firefighter Jim Templeton took a series of photos of his 5-year-old daughter. One of them depicts a mysterious astronaut-like figure standing or floating in the background. Some people argue that the figure is Templeton's wife and that her pale blue dress appears white due to overexposure. Others are not convinced.
He's hoping that even after all this time, the mystery can still be solved.
That's the question. Who is he? Where's he from? Those are the two questions we want answered.
Number 2, Bigfoot. There are plenty of supposed photos and videos of Bigfoot out there. Some are easy to believe, like the photo of a juvenile Bigfoot captured by a Pennsylvania man in 2007. Others, like the Sasquatch skull supposedly found on Mars, really strain credulity. One of the most debated of all is undoubtedly the Patterson-Gimlin film, named after its creators, Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin. Captured in 1967, the film depicts a hairy, bipedal creature walking through Northern California's Six Rivers National Forest. It's easily the most famous video evidence of a cryptozoological creature, and the film has been studied, analyzed, and parodied for decades.
New York One has just received some exclusive amateur news footage that you just might want to follow up on. There seems to be a strange man dressed as an elf wandering through Central Park.
Its authenticity remains in question, but for many, this is the holy grail of Bigfoot evidence.
Sorry, Julian, we thought you were saying squamps.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Loch Ness Monster. Photos of numerous underwater creatures have made headlines, from the aforementioned Hook Island sea monster to Raystown Ray in Pennsylvania. But none are as popular as Nessie. Said to inhabit Loch Ness in Scotland, this monster has been inspiring reports since as far back as the 6th century, although they really only picked up steam in the 1930s. The monster shot to worldwide fame in 1934 thanks to the infamous surgeon's photograph, supposedly taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson. Sadly, most now agree that it was a hoax. However, there are dozens of other photos and videos that have made waves, including the well-known Dinsdale film taken in 1960.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent
No, I do not. That was garbage too. Scott asked, what's the difference between Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, and Yeti? Bigfoot and Sasquatch are the same. Sasquatch is just one of the Native American names for Bigfoot.
It's indigenous people. Don't you tread on my culture.
And the Yeti is generally thought to be of Himalayan origin.
So it's more like a, how to put this? Let's say a European swallow or an African swallow carrying a coconut. It's kind of like that. Not really.
There's also the Chinese Yeren. There's so many different. The Yowie in Australia. The North American Bigfoot center that I went to actually went through all the worldwide different names of the creatures and stuff. It was pretty cool, which I'm putting together a video of that. I took a lot of pictures and stuff, but I also took some videos, so I'll be putting that out on the Talking Paranormal page. Also, we finally have a handle on YouTube. It's because they now enabled handles so that you're easier to find, but we still don't have a custom URL technically, but you can find us by going to youtube.com/@Talking Paranormal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's about time.
It's happening.
All right, guys, those videos were a little disappointing. I found while we were watching that, I actually found a video for alien autopsy, fact or fiction, but I'm not sure if that's the same video. I don't think it is. So before I play it on here and get disappointed for 45 minutes, I'll have to review it and make sure that it's at least kind of the same of what I was looking at, because the one I was looking at was somewhat convincing. So we'll see. Let me see if I can. If you guys could just do me a favor and just share. I'm posting a link to our YouTube channel in the chat. If you could share this on your social medias and just say, hey, whatever you want to say. If you want to say, watch these two fucking idiots, it doesn't matter to me. Just get them to watch and subscribe. So there's the link to our channel. youtube.com/@Talking Paranormal. That should bring you right to our YouTube channel.
Dolce base, what?
Oh yeah, the underground base in New Mexico. Very interesting. It's said to be that there was like a firefight at the Dolce base, the underground base, and there was a guy who was claiming to have taken part in the battle and lost like some fingers or something like that. And he swore that shit. Let me see if I might be able to find that.
Bro, it's like it's all over the first page of Google. That's wild. So okay, so were they like working together, then somebody popped off and some shit went sideways, or what?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, it had to do with Paul Benowitz. Oh, here's a video. Let me bring this up. We're gonna play this. Hold on a second. This is a 7-minute video. Let's check this out. Good call there, Dustin. We're gonna play this video. I'm curious to see. I'd like to get. I remember the name Paul Benowitz, and I believe that's the guy who claimed to have been in that firefight. So let's see. If anybody's ever heard me mention DUMS before on the show, which is Deep Underground Military Base, this has to do with those. So let's see what this video is all about. Just out of curiosity tonight.
Are we alone in the universe?
No.
Recently declassified communications and videos are giving us an unprecedented look into how the government handles these sightings, but there is no definitive answer to the question. No matter how much grainy footage is released, we still don't know what might be in our skies. In 1979, Paul Benowitz was trying to solve this timeless question. He was living in Albuquerque and working as a scientist. On the cool and clear desert nights, he began seeing mysterious lights in the sky. He was living near the Kirtland Air Force Base and right across from the Monsanto storage area, the U.S.'s largest nuclear storage facility. To him, the location of these nighttime visitors was not a coincidence. He began filming the lights in the
I
sky.
thought this was supposed to be about the Dulce
Subsequent
Base.
theories state
The
that Benowitz
Dulce
was probably
Base.
seeing the first ever tests of unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. Whenever he was filming, theories say the government needed him to stop. Benowitz was undeterred. In the years that followed, Benowitz would discover one of the biggest conspiracies in ufologist circles. The more Benowitz discovered, the farther he spiraled down into a dark and inescapable place. Was Paul Benowitz mad, or did he find something that was never meant to be found? The story goes that Benowitz had somehow accidentally tapped into an encoded communications line at the Kirtland base. He was
How do you
receiving
accidentally do that?
encoded messages. He was sure that the messages were extraterrestrial in origin. Benowitz soon received a top-secret communication. He never divulged where it came from, but it told him that there was a secret underground base in Dulce, New Mexico. In the halls of ufology, Dulce Base is a very real and very dangerous place. An underground joint base shared by extraterrestrials and the U.S. military. It's home to inhumane and cruel human experimentation. In the years since Benowitz's discovery, many people have come forward to claim that they have been in the Dulce Base. Theories say Benowitz was being misdirected. His focus on Dulce pulled his attention away from Kirtland. Many believe that Air Force counterintelligence officer Richard Doty was the man who fed Benowitz the information about Dulce. Many believe that after Benowitz discovered the encoded communications at Kirtland, that Doty was put on him to make sure he believed he was dealing with aliens. It would have been a huge blow to Cold War America if Benowitz started leaking legitimate state secrets. It was much easier to just let Doty push Benowitz further into his alien theories. In 1988, Benowitz wrote a paper called Project Beta. It detailed how exactly to go about attacking and exposing Dulce Base. He took this information to the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, who brushed him off as a delusional paranoid. From 1979 through 2003, the alien visitations to Benowitz became more frequent and intense. He reported seeing orbs of light in his home. He repeatedly complained of daytime alien flybys. He would produce strange wounds on his body and claim that he was being injected in his sleep by aliens. None of the evidence has ever been corroborated by trusted witnesses. Benowitz couldn't handle the stress. He wasn't eating. He wasn't sleeping. Every day had become a fight for survival against an enemy that most people didn't even believe.
Isn't exactly what I had in mind, so I'm trying to find something else.
Benowitz was committed to a mental institution no less than 3 times before 2003. He began correspondence with Krista Telton, an alleged alien abductee who believed her child was of half-alien ancestry. Her conversations with Benowitz and other alleged eyewitnesses were published in her book, The Benowitz Papers. This book claims that Dulce was very real. One witness stated it was his job to wrangle staff that wandered into the alien-run areas of the base. Whether or not Benowitz's deteriorating mental state was caused by clandestine government operations is still up for debate. We're stuck with many different theories. Some have gone full in on the government angle. They claim that agents went so far as to install artificial above-ground vents in Dulce to reinforce the idea that there was a massive base underneath the town. Some claim that everything that Benowitz found out about aliens is true, and that the government had no hand in it. UFOlogist William Moore has admitted that during this time period, he was trying to push Benowitz into a mental breakdown by feeding him false information.
Okay. I found the video that Dutch guys mentioned. So we are going to go over to that. Let's see here. Hang on a second, guys. I'm bringing up this other video. This one's a little bit longer, so we'll see how far we can get into it. Matt, if you feel like we should stop this video, just let me know. I'm going to watch it until it gets uninteresting for me.
Today's episode of the Y-Files is brought to you
Oh,
by...
God. 40 minutes?
Everyone's heard of
I don't
Area
think we'll go
51,
40 minutes.
the top secret facility in the Nevada desert.
See what this is about.
But nobody really knows what happens there. We have only rumors. One rumor is that alien bodies have been recovered from UFO crashes. Those aliens have been autopsied and the subjects of medical experiments for years. But have you ever heard of Dulce Base? Dulce is more secret than Area 51 and more sinister. If Area 51 is the place where humans experiment on aliens, Dulce is the place where aliens experiment on us. Dulce is a town in New Mexico near the Colorado border on the Jicarilla Apache Reservation. Though the town is small, with fewer than 3,000 people, the area has the largest number of UFO sightings per capita in the world. The stories of strange lights and objects in the sky go back as far as the first people to inhabit the area thousands of years ago. Newer stories claim there's an underground base within the Archuleta Mesa near Dulce. Though there's never been hard evidence of this base, there are quite a few people who've come forward over the years that indicate something is happening in the area. There are witnesses who claim to have worked on the construction of the base, worked at the base, and some who've seen it from the air. There are even people who have claimed to have seen the base from the inside after being taken there against their will. In 1975, a rancher in Dulce called the police in a panic. One of his cattle had been killed. At first, he thought it was a predator, but predators don't do this. Officer Gabe Valdez responded to the call. He couldn't believe what he found. The cow was drained of all its blood and had undergone a procedure where many of its organs were surgically removed. And around the cow's carcass were tracks in the soil that looked like they came from the feet of a tripod. Next to each of the tracks, the ground was scorched, indicating there was an aircraft that could take off and land vertically. In the tracks, there was a yellow, oily substance that couldn't be identified by any lab. It seemed as if the tripods, whatever they were, followed the cow for about 600 feet. Valdez was able to see where the cow had struggled before this happened. Valdez knew this was a little outside of his lane, so he contacted Dr. Howard Burgess of Sandia National Labs. Dr. Burgess arrived 72 hours later to assist. Though 3 days had passed, the cow wasn't decomposing, and predators and scavengers wouldn't go near it. And at some point during those 3 days, one of the cow's ears was removed. Over the following months, 17 animals would be killed this way. All were missing their lymph nodes, all were missing multiple organs, and all taken surgically. All the animals were drained of blood, and the little blood that remained wouldn't clot, not even after several days. Soon, investigators started to become sick. 7 people who visited the ranch complained about headaches and nausea. This gave Dr. Burgess the idea to test radiation levels in the area, and radiation was twice what it should be. And during this time, investigators working at night saw orange lights moving silently in the sky. Investigators working during the day saw black helicopters circling overhead. Valdez wondered if this was more than a local phenomenon. He looked for cases of animal mutilation in the surrounding areas. And over the course of a few years, an estimated 8,000 animal mutilations were reported. Now, I was able to find the official FBI report on this, which I'll link below. And despite everything I've told you about the condition of these animals, the FBI said Paul Benowitz was reporting everything he saw to the Air Force. Richard Doty, an agent working for the Air Force Office of Special Investigation, or OSI, was assigned to Paul's case. And Doty and Paul spent so much time together that they became personal friends. Paul showed Richard Doty sketches that Myrna Hansen made of what she saw while she was abducted. She drew hallways, elevators, rooms, and laboratories. Then Doty confirmed that her drawings matched the Manzano weapons storage complex, which was an underground facility. And over the next 20 years, more and more information would emerge that confirmed not only are aliens on Earth, but they're also working with the United States government. But when did this partnership begin? And why would the government be working with aliens, and for what goal? Well, in 1995, we would get our answer when Phil Schneider, an engineer who helped build Dulce Base, blew the whistle. And it's darker than you could possibly imagine.
Sorry, guys, I had to skip the cattle mutilation stuff.
In 2021, the Pentagon budget was $750 billion. And since 1996, the American military has received $8.5 trillion in taxpayer dollars and never has had to account for any of it. In 2016,
Yeah, no shit, not one penny.
discovered that the Pentagon was covering up $125 billion in so-called wasted dollars.
Jesus.
Now, if the military budget comes up short in a given year, whatever number that is just written in. It's called a plug, and then boom, balanced budget.
You try that with your taxes and see how that works out.
They throw you in jail. But there's evidence that the money is not.
I like this, guys.
It's actually
goldfish
part of
spitting straight
Pentagon's
facts.
black budget. In 1995, at the Preparedness Expo, Phil Schneider blew the whistle on one of the most secret black budget programs in history.
On the southwest part of the Archuleta Mesa, we built an underground facility, a better part of 3 cubic miles hollowed out underground. We were in the process of the early stages of building. We drilled 4 large tunnel-like holes. Some of them ran 2.5 miles under the surface. The equipment kept coming up broken. So we wanted to go down. We wanted to send somebody down there, a human observer, or human observers in this case, find out what was going on.
In 1979, Schneider was working for Morrison Knudsen on a geology team, digging exploratory shafts for a new underground base in Dulce. And though working with heavy-duty equipment, the drills kept breaking. Once a drill punched through, Phil described black, sooty air billowing up through the opening, and the air smelled like rotten garbage. Phil put on a protective suit and headed down the lift to investigate. And on the way, walking through camp, he noticed there were an awful lot of armed troops.
When I saw Green Beret and Black Beret people encamped inside of our geologist camp, I knew something was up.
When Phil reached the bottom, he was face to face with a 7-foot-tall gray alien. He said its stench was worse than anything he'd ever smelled before. Then another alien appeared. Phil panicked, grabbed his pistol, and started firing. And he managed to kill one of the aliens, but the others started firing back. Phil was hit with what he called a plasma weapon and lost 2 fingers and part of his left hand. And this plasma weapon also gave him cancer.
Never bring a gun to a plasma fight.
That's good advice. Now, Phil thought he was dead when suddenly a Green Beret who had followed him down grabbed him and put him on the lift. Now, Phil made it, but nobody else did. 66 men lost their lives in what was called the Battle of Dulce Base. The American military had accidentally drilled into an alien base that had been there for 400 or 500 years.
Holy
so now the military
shit.
had a choice to make. go to war with the aliens, or cooperate with them. Now, winning a war against entities with such advanced technology wasn't possible, so a deal was struck. Aliens would give advanced technology to humans.
Now, what did the humans have to get to the aliens?
Well, humans would have to give the aliens other humans.
Our United States government lied to not tell us anything about the alien threat. There's a war underneath there, and I'm talking dead serious.
Phil Schneider was an outspoken advocate for government transparency about the alien presence on Earth. He became well known on the UFO lecture circuit.
I thought he was
giving
killed.
talks about his time working on top secret government projects.
He's
most
talking in
known
the
for his
past
talk
tense.
at the 1995 Preparedness Expo, where he revealed all kinds of information.
It was definitely killed
As
in a
of
mysterious
1995,
way.
there were 131 active secret underground bases in the United States and 1,477 around the world. All the bases in the United States are connected by magnetic levitation trains that can reach speeds of Mach 2. Phil said,
When I was an over-the-road truck driver, there was rumors at our company that we sometimes deliver to an underground base. I forget where it was, but it was like super legit. Like you're like delivering at a dock that's in a mountain.
Yeah.
I never went there, but I heard it's like perfectly carved out for trucks and stuff. And I heard it was super creepy, and you didn't know what you were bringing down there.
So I
Definitely very
have a
interesting.
cousin that was a OTR.
Mhm.
Or OTR.
Yeah, over the road.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sorry. It's been a long day. And he delivered to the salt mine. There's a salt
really?
mine that they use for storage because it's no moisture and
Mhm.
the temperature is temp control. Like the temperature stays at the 58 degrees and whatnot. So they use it for storage. And he's like, it's wild down there.
Yeah. I think there was only certain drivers that were really allowed to dump down there because they don't want to send no rookie.
You definitely don't want to send a Swift driver.
Definitely not.
said that there are 7 benevolent alien species currently living on Earth and 4 evil species. He said that the U.S. government signed 4 treaties with the aliens in 1944, in 1954, 1962, and the last one in 1979 after the Dulce battle. The treaty signed in 1954, called the Greada Treaty, was signed between the U.S. government and a species of gray aliens. And the treaty says aliens would be allowed to abduct and experiment on humans as long as the U.S. government, specifically the committee known as Majestic 12, was informed and provided a list of abductees.
The government sure does like making lists of people, huh?
It sure does.
Why it is so many abductions? Don't aliens know how boring humans are?
Well, according to Phil Schneider, at least 9 races of aliens view humans as a food source.
It's a cookbook.
It's a cookbook.
Classic Twilight Zone episode. But the aliens don't consume human flesh. Instead, they use the secretions of glands from mammals. This species of alien suffers from a genetic disorder, and the enzymes in mammal hormones keep the aliens healthy. And some alien races use human adrenaline as a recreational intoxicant.
Ugh, they get high from human secretions?
They do.
Adrenochrome.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me.
Me too. Now, in exchange for access to humans for experimentation, the aliens would provide the United States with advanced technology. According to Phil Schneider, military technology is 1,200 years ahead of what civilians have now. Stealth technology came from aliens. The US government now has the ability to create special metal alloys, but they can only be created in the vacuum of space. The US military has a device that causes earthquakes. The 1989 San Francisco earthquake and the 1995 Kobe earthquake were weapons tests.
Seiko to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the Oakland A's take. I'll tell you what, we're having an
And Phil Schneider makes all kinds of other claims. He said the bombings of the World Trade Center in 1993 and the Oklahoma City bombing of 1995 were done with miniature nuclear devices provided by the aliens. He said,
Dutch guys, that is similar to the stories I've heard. Dutch guys said my buddy who does OTR over the road truck driving for pharmacy products, delivers for a base in Utah. Said they pull into a tunnel and get unloaded. Truck windows get blocked off while they unload, and the trailer is locked. Yeah.
AIDS and other viruses were created as a means of controlling the population.
All right, hold on. I gotta stop you there.
What?
You expect me to believe that a government would artificially create a dangerous virus in a lab? My friend, that is a bridge too far.
Sarcasm?
Yes, of course it's sarcasm.
Phil Schneider believed that all this was happening for one purpose: to establish a new world order. The alien plan is to completely take over the planet and eliminate almost 90% of the world's population.
Ooh, this is the kind of talk that makes the men in black come a-knocking.
That's true. And Phil Schneider said he was under constant surveillance by the government. He even claimed he was attacked by an FBI agent and killed the agent in self-defense. And he reported this to the FBI, but nothing came of it.
No, because the government would have to admit to all this stuff.
That's right. Phil was constantly in fear for his life. He said he had 11 close friends all die under mysterious circumstances, but every death was ruled suicide. In fact, Phil Schneider told his friends and family over and over, if I ever end up dead, I didn't kill myself. It was murder. He was adamant about this.
Yeah, I can't help notice that you keep speaking about this guy in the past tense.
Well, in January 1996, just 4 months after he gave his famous lecture, Phil Schneider was found dead in his apartment.
No, come on.
Apparently, he had taken his own life.
Oh, come on.
Interesting.
There's a good chance that when I fly back to Reno, to Vegas, I have to drive home. I left my car down in Vegas. I have to drive home alone. I'm scared to hell.
Phil Schneider was constantly worried. He told his family that if he was ever found dead, to not believe the story, that it was murder. A few weeks after that, Phil Schneider was found dead in his apartment. At first, his death was ruled unknown, even though he had a medical tube wrapped around his neck. And a lot of details about his death don't add up. First, there was no note. Also, he had enough pills on hand to die painlessly. He also had a gun. The medical tube was wrapped around his throat 3 times and then tied in a knot under his chin. Now, strangling yourself this way seems difficult, especially in Phil's case. He was missing half of his left hand. His shoulders had limited motion. He had brittle bone syndrome from cancer and spent a lot of time in a wheelchair. He was a weak and frail man. The medical examiner, for some reason, refused to visit the scene, though he was legally required to. He did take blood and urine samples, but refused to test them because he said it was a waste of time. And when Phil's family inquired about those samples, they were told they were sent to an independent lab and were now missing. When Phil's ex-wife Cynthia went to collect his belongings, everything was gone. Recordings of Phil's lectures, photographs, research, even physical evidence from Dulce Base. It was all missing. And then something very strange happened. An obituary appeared in the local paper saying Phil died of a stroke. Phil's family didn't write that obituary. So who did?
Interesting.
Any senator, House of Representative, person, president of the United States, vice president, any cabinet member lying to the American public is a traitor and should be dealt with in an appropriate fashion.
Phil Schneider wasn't the only person who claimed to know about Dulce Base. Thomas Castello was a military photographer with top secret clearance, and he specialized in photographing sensitive projects. Castello worked at an underground facility near Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, most likely Area 51. He also worked at Dulce Base. In 1987, Castello turned whistleblower, and before he left Dulce Base, he stole a set of documents that were eventually called the Dulce Papers. He also stole 30 black and white photos as well as videotape.
There are several things you should know about. I took an oath under penalty of death that no matter what I saw or heard, I would never divulge the information. At the Dulce Base, treason is anything that mentions the details of daily operations at this facility when outside the confinement of this base. When I first arrived, the story they told us was that this is a tri-biotransfer facility with advanced technology doing advanced, adventurous methodology for medical and mental gains, which is a fancy way of saying they do really risky things with human life just to see what would happen.
This is the most famous Castello photograph, humans in pods.
What the hell's going on here?
Well, you know how aliens harvest human hormones for various purposes?
Yeah, I'm trying to forget it, but yeah.
Well, these are cloning vats. Much easier to use humans as a food source when you could just grow them in a tube. And Costello was the first person to show us the different floors of Dulce Base and what they were used for. Level 1 is security and communications. Level 2 is human staff and housing.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
If there's a floor labeled human staff, then that means...
There is housing for non-human staff. Level 3 is executive offices and labs. Level 4 is mind control experiments. Level 5 is alien housing. Level 6 is genetic experiments and the zoo.
What, the zoo?
Oh yeah. When genetic splicing between humans and aliens was successful, they would often put the hybrid creature on display.
No, boy.
And level 7 is cryogenics and cold storage. Yeah?
This story, this is a lot.
Oh, have you had too much?
Oh, wait, there's more?
Oh, much more.
The alien agenda is the complete takeover of this planet, the killing off of 5, 6 to 7/8 of the world's population by the year 2029. U.S. military has known about this for 45 years. They've told no one.
Most of the information we get from Costello comes from a single interview he gave called the Branton interview, and I'll link the full text below. Apparently there were, or are, over 180,000 aliens working in the facility. Costello gives us details about how the base is administered, and there are many different races that work there, and they're divided into ruling castes and worker castes.
Well, obviously humans are workers.
Obviously. But there are also alien worker castes, and ultimately all races report to a single ruling class called the Draco.
That sounds like...
Lizard people.
Lizard people! Yes! Hey, speaking of lizard people, now is a great time to pick up a Hecklefish Lizard People mug. It makes a great gift.
What are you doing?
What? Someone's got to do the plugs? Go to shop.thewifiles.com and grab your Lizard People mug today.
Anyway, the Draco...
Lizard people.
The lizard people are not alien. They evolved from reptiles and dinosaurs and have remained hidden. They created the underground tunnel system hundreds or thousands of years ago. And in the 1960s, they were made to be more suitable to humans and other races that the Draco created.
Created?
Oh, yeah. The Draco created races for labor.
The worker caste does the daily chores, mopping the latex floors, cleaning the cages, bringing food to the hungry people and other species. It is their job to formulate the proper mixture for the Type 1 and Type 2 beings that the Draco race has created. The working caste work at the labs as well as at the computer banks. Basically speaking, the reptilian races are active at all levels of the Dulce base. There are several different races of aliens that work on the east section of Level 6.
Thomas Costello lived the rest of his life in hiding in Europe. He's since passed away, but if you're interested in hearing more from him, I'll post a link to a message board where he answers a lot more questions. And I just scratched the surface here. His interview is the rabbitest of rabbit holes.
Rabbitest?
Shut up.
Oy vey.
John Lear might have had a more interesting life than his father, William Lear, who invented the Lear jet. John Lear was a pilot who broke 17 world records in many types of aircraft. He flew cargo planes for the CIA in the 60s and 70s. John Lear was also one of the most visible proponents of the theory that not only are aliens here on Earth, but they're also colluding with the United States government. Lear became interested in UFOs in 1986 after talking with U.S. Air Force personnel who witnessed the UFO landing at Bentwaters Air Force Base near London. In that encounter, 3 small aliens walked right up to Wing Commander General Gordon Williams, and that became known as the Rendlesham Forest Incident. In 1988, Lear released a document titled UFO Cover-Up that exposed all kinds of secret government and alien activity. It's essentially a manifesto, and I'll link to the original text below. Lear covers the death of James Forrestal, Majestic 12, Roswell, abductions, cattle mutilations, and, of course, Dulce Base. Lear said that he gathered 4 independent confirmations that the 7-story Dulce Base complex was real. He even detailed the different species of aliens who live and work there.
The problem is not only just the fact that there are 5 and as many as 10 different civilizations visiting us. Apparently, and this is from the research that I've done, at least 90% of them are hostile. And when I say hostile, if not hostile, they have a completely different set of morals than we do.
John Lear believed that, based on evidence, Aliens are trying to regenerate their own race at our expense. He said they suffered a nuclear holocaust or severe illness that caused their entire race to weaken. This is why, according to John Lear, aliens are attempting to crossbreed with humans. In fact, he said this was successfully done 7 times over several years. Lear discusses the book Intruders by Bud Hopkins. Hopkins spent years studying abduction cases and was one of the first to reveal that human females were being used to gestate alien or alien-human hybrid children. This was information Hopkins learned through interviewing and hypnotizing hundreds of abductees. Now, obviously, John Lear didn't subscribe to the theory that aliens are here to protect us from nuclear war or help us in any way. Aliens are here to use us as livestock, as breeding chambers, and as subjects of horrible experiments. And what's even more frightening is the United States government is complicit in all of this. John Lear ended his document by saying, "The best advice I can give you is, next time you see a flying saucer and are awed by its obvious display of technology, run like hell."
Good
In
advice.
1947, the Air
Yeah, right.
Technical Intelligence Center at Dayton, the top Air Force intelligence men and scientists under contract, sent a secret document to the commanding general of the Air Force saying that whatever these things were, they were real.
And it started out with a
Okay,
crash.
I'm
at
good if you're
Roswell.
good, man.
1947 is what the public has been told. Something crashed in the backyard in New Mexico, a place called Roswell, New Mexico.
Rest in peace.
You
This guy.
brave man.
Wow. Yeah, that talk about a rabbit hole, dude.
Bro, that's like rabbit. That's like honestly like the king of rabbit holes. Man,
What are your thoughts on that, Matt?
that's some wild stuff. I'd honestly believe a lot of it.
I've always subscribed to if aliens wanted us dead, we'd be dead. But if they needed us,
Well, of course they need us.
you know what I mean? Man, just God, if that's true, holy shit. Lizard people that evolved from fucking dinosaurs, dude. Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
it's
My God.
like, or just reptiles in general. I mean, it's believable. It's very believable.
Is it though?
For me, it is.
There's some things that are so fantastical that I think to myself, if that's real, then fuck, everything we know is a lie. You know
Bro,
what I mean?
we've literally talked about how
God.
everything we know is a lie.
I know. And I'm Mr. Hey, anything's possible. And this is absolutely possible. The thing that gets me, like, I have to break it down into less fantastical shit. So this guy, Snyder, has all these stories. And then he says to his family, if I die, it's because I got murdered, not because of suicide. And then you listen to the account of what happened. And it's like, that's some shady shit. Why would they do that to that guy?
Right.
All his shit's missing. Crazy story. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. It's hard to believe, but not hard to believe. You know what I
Bro,
mean?
it
It's
just
like,
adds
God,
another level to shit we gotta deal with in life.
I know.
Like the government's using us as a tax farm. The aliens are using us for our hormones. I'm just whatever at this point.
To me, it's just like, all right, one of the questions that fucks with my mind is, okay, if aliens are real, and let's say this whole situation's real. Okay, there's multiple species of aliens, some of them farming us, yada, yada, yada. Where does God come into all this? Where do the demons, the devil, where does all this shit fit in? How does it all fucking go together? That's what I want to know.
I mean,
How?
God could be a peaceful, friendly race that helped us in the early days, and the devil and the demons could be the predatory races.
Is it depressing to you to think that maybe the whole idea, like the theological idea of God and angels and heaven doesn't exist and it's alien type shit going on?
Bro, I'm
Like,
millennial. We've survived like 37 different world-ending catastrophes at this point.
Yeah.
I'm dead inside. You can't depress me anymore.
Oh, I just if we were created genetically, does that mean we still have souls? Is that possible?
I mean, you got it. Oh, don't even start that. Don't even start that shit show. I was trying to break down what a soul is.
Yeah, right.
Like, here you go. this is real world stuff here.
Okay.
World champion stud horse for cutting. I believe it was a cutting horse. Was offspring, was top earners and stuff like that, was doing great. One day came up, boom, sterile. Okay, sterile.
Okay.
They cloned him. And we're using the clone for breeding rights. Because the clone wasn't sterile.
Interesting.
So the argument was,
This is not the original horse.
Yep. Exactly. That was the argument. And then it came down to an argument of ownership, because it's like, okay, well, who gets to actually own the rights? Because it's not technically the same horse, but then technically it's the same horse.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is a wild case.
There's just, why can't shit just be simple? You know what I mean? Why does it got to be so fucking complicated? And if it was all true, I wish the government would just be like, look, we're being farmed. Fuck. You want to try fighting them, you can.
Well, I'm gonna put it this way. Especially in the United States, your life is as complicated as you want to make it, or as uncomplicated as you want to make it. Like our society here is so not full of problems that we now have entire generations trying to make problems, so they have something to be upset about.
Man, I wonder how many people have actually.
Judge guys, I did know that. I did know about the cloning for dairy.
I wonder, in the grand scheme of things, you know, is any of this shit ever going to come to light in our lifetime? You know what I mean? You don't think so? And the guy said 2029.
He said 2029, but I mean, shit. Most of us got the vaccine, so we'll probably be in the ground before then.
Some of us didn't. Just saying.
I did not have a choice.
I know. Neither did my wife. But that's
Hey, not to be weird, but rumor has it, unvaccinated man poisoning is now worth like $30,000 a pop.
Excuse me?
Have you not heard about that?
No, I have not.
Yeah.
I'm a willing donor, and wherever I need to deposit, I can do that. Oh man. I kind of think that the whole 2020 stuff up until recently, I think that was all just an experiment to see how many they could just knock off real quick. And I don't think it worked out as they planned. Unless by 2029 all that shit starts coming out of the woodwork and people start dropping like flies.
I think we proved to be more resilient than they thought we'd be.
Sure. By the way, this episode's probably going to get taken down just for us mentioning. Oh man. We'll see what happens. I'm curious now because supposedly anytime you mention the VACC, you know what I mean? Shit'll get taken down.
Really?
So we'll see. Yeah.
I'm not passionate. I'm just saying.
Well, you know, you're good. You're good. Some of us are not, apparently. But we'll see what happens. It is what it is. At this point, there's so much crazy shit that I've researched and looked into that I'm just like, fuck, if something crazy happened, like, it's not going to surprise me anymore. You know, if alien ships showed up, I'd be like, well, either this is a hologram and the government's bullshitting us, or this is the real deal. And fuck, what's going to happen? I guess we'll have to find out.
You see this shit where the media is asking for amnesty for all the shit they said from 2020 to now?
You're shitting me.
No,
I have not.
They're like, let's just move on from what we said when we were all in the dark.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's the excuse I'll use on our show. Like the government pulled me in a room. I'm like, can we just forget anything I ever said about? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Fuck.
You guys are doing a great job. Just keep it up, top notch. Top marks all around. Let's go get some shawarma.
The government probably loves shows like ours because they're like, oh yeah, let's get fucking morons to talk about this shit so it discredits it.
Like, who's gonna believe it? Look at this dipshit sitting in his
Oh
garage.
man. Oh god. Perfect. Yeah, government, we don't know shit. This is for entertainment purposes only. I put that in the show notes just so they would know. Um no, man, this world is fucking crazy, dude. And I know that, like, I mean, if shit really went down, like if the government really did say, okay, we've got an underground base and there's like lizard people and they kind of run the show, but then there's a hierarchy of people. Like, how many people would just be like, their mind would be so fucking blown they just couldn't handle it?
A lot.
People would probably be offing themselves, to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How
Gonna get
dare
it.
you?
Not to get weird about it. So, but there is and don't ask me how I know about this.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird.
There is a adult entertainer that lives in my neighborhood.
Why wasn't I informed when I was in your neighborhood?
I mean, I don't know.
Are
My
you
kid was
willing?
around.
Oh yeah, that's true. Are you willing to drop a name or not?
Oh, I don't give a damn. It's what is her name? Katrina Thick, I think it is now. That's her handle.
All right, I guess I got to do some research real quick.
But anyway, my wife and I know. I don't know how many people in the neighborhood know, but my wife and I know. And she put her hot tub up for sale today on the Facebook page. My wife and I are like, oh.
Really? That's thick with two eyes?
Sure, I have no idea.
Oh. This what is going on here? Oh yeah, is it? Hold on a second. Oh, sorry, 2 C's. I mean, my bad.
Yeah, 2 C's.
Oh, I have to see what kind of paranormal shit's going on with her later.
She's got ghosts. She's got ghosts.
Oh man, she's gonna get like a sudden uptick in about, let's see here, seven extra followers, and she's gonna be like, "What the hell happened here?"
Just name drop me.
Oh man, that's funny. Katrina Thick, yeah. Does she live alone?
No,
Asking for a friend.
She has a husband.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's breaking in the dough. He's like, "Yeah, do whatever you
Oh,
want."
bro. I mean, she lives in our neighborhood. She walks her dogs by the house every day, and I'm like, hi. Like, you know that girl in Friday?
Oh yeah. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. That's funny. Oh man. Yeah, that hot tub.
That hot tub's seen some shit, apparently. Probably.
Seen some shit.
And my wife and I are just like, oh, nope, hard pass.
That's the trauma tub. That's what that is.
The trauma tub. That's the tub where you're sitting there with a martini and you hear a giggle and you're like, what the hell?
That is Katrina Thick. I will say that when I pulled up her Twitter account, the first post I see is, so my 18-year-old nephew found out I do porn. I can't help but wonder if he's blown a load watching his aunt. My God, I didn't realize it was going to go that dark. My bad, guys. I didn't mean to read that. I just read it.
You can see the regret spread across your face. Like, 4 words in, and you're like, oh.
That was bad. I apologize. I apologize, guys. That was horrible. I didn't know where that was going to go. I just thought it was funny because I saw my 18-year-old nephew found it. What kind of dark shit, Auntie? Jesus Christ.
Well,
all right.
So Lake Placid.
God, I love those types of monster movies. I really do.
Like,
I love those fun movies.
Real, where it could actually happen. And Betty White. Telling a
Yeah,
dude
no
to suck
shit.
it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot she was in that movie. That's right. And she fed her husband to the fucking thing.
No. It was an accident. She did
was
feed the
it?
cow. She said it was. I believe anything Betty White says.
Wasn't there a sequel to Lake Placid?
Bro, there's been so many of them. It went down a dark path.
Oh no, did it?
It went
Why
the
can't we
way
just
of
leave shit alone?
It went the way of the Anaconda movies.
Oh God, bummer.
I know.
I really enjoyed that first one. Sometimes you just got to leave those, like with Tremors. I wish they had just left the first one. Don't.
No, you know what? The second one wasn't that bad.
I do like Bert a lot. Bert's funny.
Bert's the man.
He's the fucking
bringing Jamie Kennedy into the mix, I didn't really agree with, but
no.
man, no, the first
I think
one was
after
perfect.
the second one, they could have ended it. I don't know.
For sure.
I like when he rolls up in the military rig and he got attacked and shit. He rolls up and he's like, "I feel I was denied. Need to know information." And he's like, "I am all out of ammo." That's never happened to me before. I'm a huge fan of Tremors. In case you didn't know.
Oh, Tremors is a great movie.
Love that movie. Love it. Love it. Love it. One of my favorite movies. Because it's like it's supposed to be a horror. Yeah, it's supposed to be a horror movie, but it's really not a horror movie.
Oh no.
It's oh yeah, we might. God, you know what would be funny if we did like every once in a while we do a fun like sit down and just do like you remember Mystery Science Theater or whatever it was called?
Oh fuck yes.
We just fucking comment on the movie as we watch it. That'd be kind of fun.
Bro, I'm in. I mean, find a good hour and a half movie or something like that. And
yeah, just maybe even some random ones we haven't seen to just talk shit. I've been seeing a lot of like, you know how they had the Sharknado bullshit? Now they have like spin-offs that are like just absolutely fucking ridiculous. I like shitty movies, but I can't even find it in my heart. I've never seen Sharknado. I've never seen it.
I've never seen a Sharknado one
Really?
at all. There is a movie out of Norway, and it's a Santa Claus movie. But Santa Claus, the elves are the actual Santas, and then Krampus is like the bad guy.
Okay.
I mean, it was wild. I watched it and I was like, holy shit.
Was it ridiculous?
Bro, it's so over the top. Like it was good. I enjoyed it. I think it's on Netflix or something. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. I want to see Katrina Thick as Mrs. Claus in a movie. I wonder if they've done that yet.
I bet she probably has.
Okay. So, like I said earlier, you know, we're here to talk about the Grim Reaper. We're an hour and a half in. We haven't. We do have allegedly 7 real videos that have allegedly captured the Grim Reaper. I haven't seen these yet. Neither has Matt. So we're about to be very disappointed, or we might be shocked. Let's find out. Let's see here. This could be a giant bust.
Bro, I'm banking on giant piece of crap.
Okay, here we go. 10 minutes.
In all the cultures, it is repeated over and over again the existence of a being in charge of taking the spirits of people to the other side, usually characterized as a dark soul that frequently carries a scythe to terrorize the souls of the unfortunate. For many, this is just a myth, even though cameras around the world have captured tragic moments and that registered the appearance of this dark soul. This is what you will see in this video. My name is Eleanor Clay, and this
Why the
is
sickle?
Darkest
I've always
Secret.
wondered that.
Today we present 7 real recordings that captured death.
I don't know. Harvesting souls.
Oh yeah, it's true.
That it looks
What was in
badass.
this position went viral around the world. The event was so strange that even the local news covered the event. Several witnesses captured with cameras the images of a strange being standing in a cemetery in the United States. The event occurred in
That's just a creep.
Albuquerque,
That's
the
all there
biggest
is.
city of New Mexico. Not one, but many people.
It's my friend
witnessed
Ruben
a strange
that hangs out and
figure
does
that
live
seemed to
streams in
levitate aside the
cemeteries.
cemetery. The
He
figure
did one on
dressed in a
Halloween. I was
black
like, you're out of
hood,
your
and
fucking
according
mind,
to
dude.
the witnesses, minutes after this recording, the figure disappeared without a trace. The most skepticals assured it was a hoax, that it easily could have been a drone or someone simply standing there. But I don't believe something that obvious would have made a whole news department move to recapture the opinions of dozens of witnesses over the situation. What do you think? Number 6. Not much is known about the video in this place, but due to the seriousness of the situation, I doubt that it had been set up. What you see on screen is a dash cam of a vehicle going full speed over a hill. It was probably a race that had a terrible outcome.
Pause.
Yeah.
That is fucking Pikes Peak. I've seen this video. That is somebody getting footage. This is Pikes Peak.
Okay. So that was somebody that got other. So that's not the Grim Reaper, is what you're telling me?
No. It's Pikes Peak doing the hill climb.
And somebody went off the edge.
Yeah.
Wow. That's some dark ass footage. I wonder how this plays out.
They
from
survived.
Death. They survived?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not the Grim Reaper. What a load of shit.
The little information of this video details that the co-pilot
Oh my God!
life,
This
but the
video's every
driver survived
motherfuckers.
to realize something terrifying. If you slow down this video, you could witness a strange form that was observing each person from the highway. Maybe it was the stranger that startled the driver and provoked the car to turn over. Or maybe it was there to take the life of the co-pilot. Whatever it is, this video is not a hoax. There really was a person
Pause.
with a black hood.
Oh shit.
I'm bringing receipts.
Okay. Let's hold on a second here, Matt. Let me play that shit. Let's see if it shows the same person. There it is. Oh yeah, dude, come on, guys. Shit, Matt, this was the most epic debunking of all time. They caught the Grim Reaper too. That's amazing. Oh shit.
Oh, here we go. Not much is known about this video.
Except for that it happened at Pikes Peak, and we know who the driver was, but we know he survived. Oh man. Well,
there you go.
There's another shot of the Grim Reaper. Wow, holy fuck. My God. Wow, who built that cage? Holy shit. Okay, Matt, that was the most epic debunking of all time and the fastest debunking of all time. That was amazing. Good job. Good job.
I was like, that's Pikes Peak.
Now, now the rest of this video is bullshit.
What are your conclusions?
It's bullshit.
Could something so tragic be a joke? Number 5.
Wow, they made the footage all grainier and shit too.
Yeah.
What we see here is completely surprising. The take of this video is not good, but good enough for us to see something impossible. It occurred in the middle of a forest fire. The footage you see on screen was taped by a news hunt who was filming the firefighters putting out a fire that had taken many lives. Suddenly, it's possible to observe this figure in plain sight. It appeared to be a piece of concrete of a destroyed home, but the preceding seconds show us something completely different.
Huh?
Bro,
What just happened here?
Jesus
How can
Christ.
something static disappear?
They're
with
reaching so
smoke just
far.
like that? If we zoom the image, we can see a better form. Leave your opinions on the comments. Number
David
4.
Pumpkins from SNL was scarier than this shit.
Again, what we see in this place could not have been set up. In this case, the video you see on screen was captured at the right moment when a motorcyclist loses his life. And what you see on screen now is the seconds after this tragic accident. It's possible to see how the drivers are waiting around for the ambulance when suddenly the strange subject appears dressed in a black hood.
Come on, guys. Fuck.
It's a poncho.
Perhaps
Can't we just walk
it's a
around in
simple
clokes anymore?
coincidence. But
I
how
mean,
many
I
people
can't tell you
walk
the last time I
streets
got to
dressed
enjoy
like
a good
that?
cloak walk.
Number 3.
Could you imagine if this was all really the Grim Reaper and he's like, fuck, what do I gotta do to convince these fuckers?
Like, these guys are mean.
There are many videos that exist on YouTube where jokes are done on people setting up drones with terrifying appearances. If you saw one in
If
the
I saw that,
sky,
I would
it
fucking
be
laugh.
easy to identify, right? Well, the same thing thought the people that recorded this video. During a family trip, one of the passengers in the vehicle noticed something strange flying in the sky. When he
A
takes his
kite.
cell phone to get a
Come
closer
on,
look,
guys.
he realizes it's not a bird.
This is the hokiest shit I've ever seen.
Bro, I'm legit about to just play
But
David
maybe
Pumpkins and we have a great
the
night.
family was in the presence of a drone. But why would anyone waste a joke in the middle of nowhere? Number 2. What you're about to see is similar to the accident in our number 4 post. It's possible it was mounted, since it's about an event with fatal results. It was captured by a security camera. In it, you can see 3 cyclists dangerously passing by a truck. That is when the last one loses his direction and falls underneath the vehicle's tires. When the truck driver notices what happened, he gets out to help. But what no one ever thought to witness is what you will see in continuation. A strange human form materializes on the side of the truck. Some thought it was the spirit of the boy, while others assured it was the angel of death coming for the young man. Could it have been a witness who observed the tragic incident? I highly doubt it, but it materialized out of nothing. Could it be real proof of something more? Number 1.
This better be fucking good, I swear to God.
You probably have seen what lies in this post. It became very popular at one time. It's a famous video of a body lying on a stretcher in the morgue. Suddenly, it seems the spirit of the subject emerges from him. To be false, it's very well done. It has convinced thousands of people around the world.
It's very well done.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
But what you didn't
Bro,
catch the
like,
first time you
back it
saw
up real fast.
is that this is not about the person's spirit. Look closely, and you will notice the rising person's spirit. But what you didn't
Like, they even superimposed that footage over a picture of a Mac. And they even lined the timestamps up right.
But what you didn't catch the first time you saw it is that this is not about the person's spirit. Look closely, and you will notice the rising figure has a face and is holding something in his hands. What may be the spirit of the person on the stretcher.
Or maybe.
He's like, yeah, come with me, just drag him off. Oh, man. Well, guys.
Well,
I think we can go ahead and shut that down. My God, what a fucking disaster! What a disaster! Oh shit!
Oh yeah, I don't even know what to say to that.
That was absolutely horrendous, and some better that I like.
To be fair, you didn't have power all day.
I really tried, guys.
You went,
but here is
went hard into the paint, though. All right, so what we got here.
This one's good. Hold on a second.
You're Darth Vader from those Space Wars movies. Yeah.
No, not Darth Vader. Abe Vigoda. No.
Telly Savalas.
No. Guess again.
I'll go faster.
Look, I might as well tell you. I'm deaf. Okay.
It's either death or Keith Richards. It's death.
I had to lighten the mood a little bit.
Come for us. No. Thanks for reminding me of Keith Richards. Hey, look, let me buy you a drink, huh? Hey, waiter! Oh, no. What do you want, a suffering bastard? No, I can't.
This is one of my favorite bits of Jim Carrey from In Living Color.
So if you're not here on business, what are you doing here, Grim Reaper?
Just like you, I'm on vacation. First in 3,000 years. I want to leave all that behind at the office. No, I don't drink. Really, I can't.
Oh, come on, loosen up. You're on vacation, like Liberace says. Come on, bottoms up.
Yeah, that's not bad. Hey, what's it take to get another drink around here?
Spirit. Well, can I ask you?
This is the funniest part.
Honey, come on. The man's trying to get some rest.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, ask away.
I just got to know the assassination. Did Oswald act alone?
Hey, that's for me to know and Oliver Stone to find out.
Dad, you slay me! You know, I have got an idea, but it
This is
so
funny
naughty.
too.
Come on, honey, let's hear it.
This is hilarious.
Well,
spill it, baby.
Okay, well, here it is. I mean, I guess people must ask you this all the time, but I would be so thrilled if you would just kill somebody.
Oh, here? No.
This is hilarious.
Okay, who gets it?
All right. How about the waiter?
Good idea. Little drinky poo first. Oh, garçon. Oh, yeah. Listen, I think I'll have the swordfish, and I think you'll have the kidney failure. And you are fast. Really? Oh, let me buy you guys a drink. Bartender, another round over here. I got one for you. You guys like Hitchcock?
Sure.
Yeah. What's this? Birds! Peck, 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 peck. It's like a 3D movie.
All right, guys, I apologize.
It's like a 3D movie.
I think I'll have the swordfish and you'll have the kidney failure. I like that. Do you know the origins of the Grim Reaper? I don't.
I don't either, Mix. There's always just been like for Norse mythology, it was for warriors, it was the Valkyrie. Everybody else just kind of died.
Well, we might have an answer in this next shitty video that I have.
Equipped with an hourglass to remind us that death will come to all, and wielding a sight
to harvest fortunate souls. He was sown, hence the name, the Grim Reaper. Nowadays, the Grim Reaper has become a pop culture icon, recognized across the world in books, comics, TV shows, movies, and games as a quintessential symbol of death. And whilst we're so familiar with who the Grim Reaper is and what he does, we are less certain about his origins. Where does the Grim Reaper come from? The answer may surprise you. So, many world myths and cultures have some sort of personification of death, especially in the form of a god or goddess.
Mm.
The Greeks had Thanatos, literally translating to death. He is sometimes depicted as a beautiful winged man, occasionally clothed black and carrying a sword, but in later depictions, Thanatos appears as a little winged boy, similar to Cupid, this time who carries an upside-down torch, eerily representing a life extinguished. The Aztecs have Mictequequatl, the queen of the realm of the dead, who rules the afterlife with Mictlantecutli, her husband. Hindu and Buddhist mythologies have King Yama, who rides atop a buffalo holding a lasso to drag souls into the afterlife. As Buddhism spread to the Far East, so too did he. In China, King Yama turned into King Yan, and in Japan as King Enma. But another common symbol for death, other than a god, is a spectral figure who escorts the living into the world of the dead. Look at these ancient North American cave paintings. They feature these otherworldly beings who are believed to represent spirits that accompany souls into the afterlife. And you may have heard of Charon in Greek myth, a hooded figure who ferries the recently deceased over the river Styx in their passage to the underworld, all for a fee of course. And in Korean myth, there is the netherworld emissary, the Josung Saja. He's depicted as a strict bureaucrat, attempting to meet his busy quota of souls for the day. Now these personifications of death are along the right lines for the Grim Reaper, a figure that appears at the moment of death to take you away with him. So where does he come from? Well, it's not really the Bible, at least not as a cloaked skeleton wielding a scythe. The Angel of Death, sometimes known as Azrael, is often seen as the strongest candidate.
Hey, hit pause real fast. Peckerwood brought something up.
Description of the angel.
I think it's that last comment.
Okay.
I think that has more to do with that culture's relationship with death.
Sure.
I think that's where that comes from. Because some cultures, death is not scary at all. It's just it'll come eventually. Other cultures, we're taught to fear it. Like American culture, greatly taught to fear death. So that we'll spend a lot of money with the medical complex. But anyway,
Isn't it interesting that much like Bigfoot and Sasquatch, they have all sorts of cryptids around the world that are somewhat similar. The Grim Reaper, death, similar aspects all around the world. Gods, similar aspects all around the world. Tales of the Great Flood, similar tales all around the world. It's interesting. It's like, where there's smoke, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, I just wanted to address that real fast. We can get back to it.
Oh, for sure. I've never actually looked into. That's why I pulled this video up for the show, because I've never actually known the history, and I honestly I didn't realize there was so many of the same concept all around the world.
No skulls and scythes in sight, and the Angel of Death's job is to kill people. The Grim Reaper doesn't really do the killing here. Perhaps the Grim Reaper is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse mentioned in the book of Revelations. After all, Death, the final horseman of the apocalypse, is the only one that's actually named. But again, there's no physical description offered for a Grim Reaper. In Greek, the language of the original script, the horseman is actually named Thanatos, Death, the same name for the deity of death in the myths of ancient Greece, and arguably a closer inspiration for this biblical character. So instead of the Bible, there may be good reason to believe that the Grim Reaper comes from a series of folklores across Europe. In the Netherlands, there exists the Merger Hein, also known as the Beenderman, Bone Man. Similar to the Grim Reaper in looks, the Merger Hein is this skeletal figure who appears at times of death and pestilence. But perhaps the closest parallel comes from Celtic folklore, in a being known as the Anku. An Anku appears as a man or a skeleton, and it wears a cloak and often wields a scythe, and in some stories is described as a shadow, often atop of a cart collecting the dead. He's even said to wear a black robe, with a large hat which conceals his face. He's one of Death's henchmen, and his job ranges from protecting graveyards to collecting souls on Death's behalf. And according to a later Christian legend, the Anku was the first child of Adam and Eve. From these figures, the modern Grim Reaper first emerged. It coincided with, and was likely caused, by a key event in the mid-14th century. Around 1346, a mysterious disease had arrived to Europe from Asia, and people were becoming infected by the millions. Now known as the Black Death, it became one of the worst pandemics that has ever existed. To your average medieval peasant, it would seem that the end times were close. The foul stench of rotting flesh was everywhere. Dead bodies lined the streets, were loaded into carts, and dumped into plague pits. During its peak years of 1346 to 53, the total number of deaths in Europe could be anywhere between 45 to 60%. More than half of Europe within a few years. And it wasn't just Europe. The Black Death may have reduced the global population from an estimated 475 million to 350 million, just over a quarter of Earth's human population. Death was everywhere, and the motif of skeletons, disease, and mortality became extremely prevalent in art and literature. An idea known as the Dance of Death, or Danse Macabre, quickly emerged.
I think we learned
Death
enough
became
about.
a personified
Yeah.
and ever-present.
So, I mean, clearly there's some sort of entity known worldwide for helping people transition. I don't know if helping is the right word, but
I mean, I'd like to think of as that they're like a guide
Sure.
versus you die and they just come like snatch your ass up.
But I'm also a big. I shouldn't say big. I'm also interested in near-death experiences, and never in any of the near-death experiences that I've researched or heard about did I hear anything about an angel of death. So I don't know. It's these ancient mythological beings over the world. That just it's weird to me. It's something that still piques my interest. You know, with so many similar situations and things all around the world with these ancient cultures. It's just super mind-boggling to me. I'm like, okay, if we go by my theory, which is everything was connected in the past somehow, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's just like how was it connected? That's what I'd like to know.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting. I don't know, man. I agree with you. There's something there for sure.
Yeah. The connection. I can't ignore the connection of these, not just ancient, but even just a few hundred years ago or 1,000 years ago. There's connections. And the connections that obviously really pique my interest are the ones that happened when there was supposedly no worldwide travel, aside from a boat, if you had a boat back then. But yeah, crazy. I still have a hard time coming to terms with when you talk about, dates, when you talk about BC and you talk about the pyramids being built, like 2 or 2,500 BC. It's like they were built thousands of years before Christ. That's crazy to me. I don't know why I find it so crazy, but I just find it crazy. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting death, and why those myths and legends came up then and now. Like I said, in most of the near-death experiences I've ever heard about or read about, never heard anybody talk about, the Grim Reaper. Never.
No.
I've heard stories of heaven. I've heard stories of visiting hell, but I've never seen or heard a story about the Grim Reaper coming to get somebody. I've heard stories of angels saying, "Hey, it's not your time yet. See you later." Definitely. Now, if somebody came out with a near-death experience and was like, "Dude, the Grim Reaper had me," and I said, "Dude, let me go," and he bailed. Definitely interesting. I don't know what my conclusion is. The only thing I can say is anything's possible, and if there's a lot of worldwide accounts of a being, taking you to the other side or whatever, taking your soul, there's got to be something to it. But as far as origin goes, I don't really think we got an answer to that.
I feel like the Grim Reaper, the story of the Grim Reaper itself is more of a passed down tradition story versus an actual thing. as far as it goes right now, from what we can see and experience and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, give me about another 20, 30 years. Might be telling you a different story, um, I mean, it's one of those things we will not have the answer in our lifetime.
No, I don't believe we will. And it just stacks on to all the other weird shit we've talked about. It's like, fuck, how much weird shit is there? Oh, a lot. It's like this whole list of shit we have, if it's all true, it's like, truth, they say, as cliche as it sounds, truth is stranger than fiction. I'm sorry, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure it is.
Like that whole battle of the Dulce base. I'm like, it's like some science fiction movie shit. You know what I mean? They were
Yeah.
drilling and they drill into an alien base. The scientist guy goes down there, the engineer goes down there, and he gets his hand blown off, and then the fucking green berets rolling. I'm just like, wow. Most of the stuff we talk about, sort of story within it, where I'm like, that'd make a great movie.
Yeah. Like, I'd watch that.
Yeah, right? You're coming up with Sharknado, but you're not going to come up with the Battle of Dulce?
Yeah.
What the
I mean, they got Battle of Los Angeles, so.
Yeah. Which wasn't a bad movie, but
I
I don't
haven't
know.
watched it.
Really? It's
It
not too.
looked kind of dumb to me.
It is, but I mean, it's not too bad. I've seen worse alien movies, but
I mean, I'll check it out. I just went and saw Black Adam this evening.
good.
You know what? Pretty darn good.
Does The Rock play a convincing superhero?
Well, I mean, he's definitely not a hero. I mean,
Oh yeah, I guess he's an asshole in that movie, huh?
he sure is, and it's wonderful.
That's
not to spoil anything, but y'all heard Mr. Cavill's back for Superman, right?
Yeah, he has a cameo. Yeah, he's got a cameo in it. Cool. Nice. All right. I guess I'll have to check that out. Very interesting.
It was a good movie. I had a good time. It's like 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's like 2.5 hours.
Let's hear your comparison between DC and Marvel movies. What do you think? Which ones do you like better?
In all honesty, I appreciate them both for different reasons.
Okay. Why do you like DC movies?
DC movies, I'm a huge Superman fan.
Okay.
Just plain and simple there. Gal Gadot.
Oh, Gal Gadot.
Yeah, how do you say whatever?
Let me tell you something about that. Yeah, she's I'd like to see her versus Scarlett Johansson. I'd like to see them battle it out.
In oil.
Girls.
Anyway.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, like, I'm a huge Superman fan. I was really pissed off when they let Cavill go because he didn't have a free moment in his schedule to shoot the cameo for Shazam. And that's why they cut ties. That's why the Warner Bros. Cut ties with him there.
I see.
Then he went and did Witcher. And yes, they messed up Witcher because they hired a writer's room that hates the books, that hates the lore. And they're starting to move away from it. And Cavill said, either you stick to the lore or I'm walking. And they said, well, we're sticking with our writers. So he bounced. And they're replacing him with Liam Hemsworth for season 4.
Oh, shit. Wow. So
Yeah.
the other Hemsworth brother's like, I think I'll just work over here.
It's like, I can replace Henry Cavill.
Good God.
But, I mean, hats off to The Rock having enough star power to say, y'all fucked up. Bring back Cavill.
Yeah. Wow.
And they do it.
That's pretty gangster.
Yeah.
I like those movies. They're cool. But yeah, we've gone 2 hours. I think that's pretty much all we can really say on the Grim Reaper. Next episode is going to be a lot of fun, I think. We got portals.
Ooh.
Yeah, portals. Very interesting. Because I mean, what path can you take? You can take portals into other dimensions. You can take portals through time. There's a lot of things to talk about. And the Bermuda Triangle. I think there may be some portal shit there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to toss around some theories and stuff and see what we can find. I got to be honest. I was trying to go through TikTok and I could not find anything worth a damn. That's why a lot of these episodes have been compilation videos. A lot of TikTok shit, I keep seeing the same stuff. It's starting to piss me off.
Well, I like the compilation videos because we can talk shit.
Yeah.
You can
YouTube
hear
is
us.
definitely nice.
Count of Saint Germain.
I didn't look into that, but I'm definitely going to look into
Yeah.
Katrina Thick's portal tonight.
Hey, I'm just
man.
if you get bored, look up Arc College Girl too. She's local.
Arkansas College Girl.
Not
My
Arkansas,
God.
just Arc.
Oh, okay. Send me the bathtub for sale or whatever, the hot tub. On that note, folks, thank you for watching Talking Paranormal. Thank you for joining us once again. Next week we're going to talk about portals, and hopefully we won't have, or hopefully we'll have some better. The thing is when I bring up these compilation videos, I don't want to pre-watch them because that spoils the fun for me.
Yeah.
You know, so we never know. It's all a surprise. You know, these shows are off the cuff. They're not like obviously super produced like some of the videos that we bring up, but
Peckerwood's Googling
her. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time tonight as always. If anything, the company's fun. And yeah, so that was the Grim Reaper episode. I was wondering where we were going to go with this episode. It was kind of tough, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Clearly, I'd be a little bit worried if it started off with like a handful of people and they all just bounced.
Oh my God!
So thank you guys for sticking with us. You know, this isn't as easy as it seems. Pulling up random clips and trying to come up with stuff on the fly. It's totally improv. So thankfully I got Matt by my side to keep me laughing because I would probably train wreck every week if it was just me by myself.
Bro, I had high hopes for that one until she was like, not much is known about this video. Bitch, that is Pikes Peak.
Matt's like, I know everything about this video. Oh God. Yeah. But like I said, thanks again everybody for watching. That was a lot of fun, and next week we're going to talk about portals. So that should be a lot of fun. Yep. As for right now, I'm going to go research some stuff. So we'll see you guys later. My wife's probably watching. She's going to bust
It's
in the
for
room.
science, baby.
It's for science. For science. Like I said, I'm going to look for paranormal shit. You never know. But that's it, guys. Remember, anything's possible. That was Talking Paranormal. I'm Chris. That's Matt. And we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good night, guys.